Welcome, everyone. This is the Sister Squad. It's been a little bit since we've done some videos, but we're going to be doing more of those. So my name is Pam. I am the older half of the Sister Squad, and my baby sister, Janet Kieslich, is here with us. And we both have businesses on the Patient Advocate Match Directory. And that is a resource directory where you can find a lot of professionals, healthcare professionals that can share. We've got music therapy, physical therapists, dementia specialists, autism specialists, even people that deal with grief and pet therapy. We've got all kinds of things. We even have Alec. He's a personal trainer, but he works with Parkinson's disease through a non-contact boxing. So lots to offer for you, but let's go ahead and get started. Before we go, I want to introduce Janet. Janet Kieslich is a family nurse practitioner. She has a primary care practice as well as her own health and wellness business called Now and Zen Health and Wellness. And she's a certified teacher of yoga and also high intensity interval training classes. And so we're going to be sharing this presentation today on what's for breakfast. September is also Better Breakfast Month. So we titled our presentation today, Breakfast of Champions. So let's get started. So why is breakfast important? Janet, do you want to touch on this a little bit?
Well, when we're sleeping at night, we should tend to stop eating at 6:30 p.m. We really shouldn't be eating any meals after 7 p.m. Our body needs a chance to slow down, rest and digest. And then when we're sleeping, our cells actually go into a repair mode. We go through autophagy, mitophagy, where our mitochondria, our powerhouse cells regenerate. We clear out our old cells, and our brain rests, everything rests. So when we wake up in the morning, we may not be hungry right away. And when we want to break our fast, meaning we've been fasting all through the night, we want to really start with good proteins, fats, fibers, antioxidants that really want to wake our cells up. So I know you have some beautiful slides, Pam, so I'm going to let you continue.
And, studies have shown that, and I got this information from Christy Tagney. She's a PhD in clinical dietitian at Rush University Medical Center. And she says studies that have found that although people who skip breakfast, they might eat slightly fewer calories during the day, but they often have a higher body mass index. So you may think that you're doing yourself a favor by skipping the breakfast, reducing calories to help you lose weight, but actually she believes that it might have just the opposite effect on you.
Oh, many studies have shown you burn more calories throughout the day, memory improvement, better mood, energy boost. You get better, you tend to ingest more nutritious, nutrient dense foods, decreases body inflammation, lowers your risk for heart disease, and it just overall sets you up for eating healthy, well-balanced meals throughout the rest of the day.
And, and that's super important. The part where, it actually jump starts your metabolism. So, in the morning, and like Janet says, maybe you're not, hungry first thing. It depends on when you get up. I know I'm not hungry when I get up and go to the hospital and I'm up at 5:30 and I have to be there at 7. I'm really not hungry for breakfast, but when I get to work by 7:30, I'm ready. And I usually bring my breakfast with me because I'm getting hungry, because that's my normal time, for me to wake up when I'm not working. So just listen to your body. But, when you skip breakfast, that's telling your body that it goes into storing mode, that, you don't have the food. When you start your breakfast off, your body kind of says, okay, yeah, we started off with food. I know there's going to be more coming later, and they don't store it. And so, and also, it jumpstarts your metabolism. And that's really important, especially if you're looking to try and lose weight. You want your metabolism to be greatly supported. Janet, anything you want to add on that?
You're doing great. I love it. Carry on.
All right. So I put this together kind of a, to skip breakfast or not to skip breakfast, that's the question. So in skipping breakfast, you tend to be more overweight, less likely to meet the daily requirements of all your nutrients in a day. Snacking can become a real problem. And a lot of times when you snack, you have a tendency to grab things that maybe aren't so healthy, and it's harder to focus in the morning. And, for our kids, and whether they're, grade school, middle school, high school, college, I mean, studies have shown that when you don't refuel that brain, in the morning, you're going to be sluggish. You can't focus. The kids are going to be restless. They can't pay attention. And, it's going to be more difficult to learn. And then in the category of not skipping breakfast, why should you not skip? Well, we talked about the not storing. It also helps pregnant moms meet their nutritional needs. Like Janet says, boost your immune system, better academic performance, better mood, and just better health overall. Janet, is there something you wanted to add here?
No, yeah, just the importance, just getting those cells hydrated. One thing I would like to add is the very first thing all of us should do is to drink as soon as we get up, at least, 8 to 12 ounces of water, preferably with a little bit of lemon that can alkalinize the system. Our cells operate better in an alkaline environment. Some people like the apple cider vinegar, but I can't just do that in water. I might add that to my vinaigrettes and my salads, but no, everybody definitely should start with a glass of water. So if you have kids, young kids, teach them when they get up, they have to go to the bathroom. Even if you have a glass in the bathroom, tell them to just, hey, fill that water up and drink a glass of tap water before they even come into the kitchen or come down to say good morning or whatever.
Great idea. And I was looking too, and one study said that actually, kids that don't eat breakfast in the morning, they have trouble focusing, they get tired in school, they're also cranky and restless, and their moods can really suffer. And we've talked about that. And one study also showed that kids who ate breakfast had higher test scores than kids who didn't. And, most kids have a hard time getting in all their vitamin and minerals during the day. So when we're skipping one meal, that's already knocking out one opportunity for them to reach their requirements.
And we obviously don't have young kids in school anymore. And that's a question to the parents out there. And I know parents, you're great advocates for your children in school. But I mean, even if we send our children out the door with a cup of raspberries or apple slices and some homemade nut butters, something they could have on the bus, let's make sure there's no fuss from the bus people. And, and if I remember they used to have a milk break, early morning, that might be a great time that if they still have that snack time, that you pack their little breakfast snacks and they can have it with their milk break at school. And that technically could be a good start to their day.
Awesome. Thanks, Janet. So I'm gonna in a minute here, turn it over to Janet. Janet's gonna share some great recipes and some tips for, what does a good breakfast look like. But mainly we want to remember that, breakfast should contain protein, fats, and fiber. And Janet's going to talk a little bit more about that. But, that Christy Tagney, that PhD dietitian from Rush University, says breakfast is like exercising. If you make room for it in the morning, you'll look and feel great throughout the day. And so when we're looking at breakfast doesn't have to be this big, 7-course meal. It can be, something simple as, a high fiber toaster bagel with, tablespoon of peanut butter, avocado spread. You always want to make sure that you're checking your labels on things. Watch for added sugar. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to let Janet share her screen, and she's got some things to share as far as what a better breakfast can look like. Okay, Janet.
All right.
All yours. I see Janet is in her yoga studio. So I love that background.
All right, now where did it go?
Sometimes while Janet's getting her slides up, you know, in the picture here, it shows someone making a smoothie. I mean, that to have a smoothie or a shake in the morning, that's something really quick, and you can I mean, you can add so many good things to a shake or a smoothie in the morning. I mean, you can get your fruits in, you can get your protein powder in, you can get your greens in. I mean, you can get so many things into a smoothie. So sometimes that can be a quick way, you know, mix it all up, throw it in a to-go cup, and, you know, be able to drink that on your way to work. So that is one great way when you may be in a time crunch to be able to get a nutritious breakfast in.
So let me try to find it.
Okay, I'm just going to go back to our slides, Jan, and
Yeah,
then
you go right ahead.
let me know when you find it, and we'll just come right back. We're flexible. We're both nurses, so we know how to fly by the seat of our pants. But all right, so another thing, consider, like Janet said, when the kids are going to school, consider a snack of maybe fresh fruit, you know, later in the morning, before lunch, like the morning snack for the kids. Or sometimes you need it, you know, around that 3 o'clock. I know even we start early, and we start work at 7. So we have lunch at 11 in the morning. And so by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, I'm needing a little pick me up. So usually that's a nutrition bar, or I bring some fruit with. So, you know, depending on your lifestyle and how it works for you, you may want that snack either late morning before lunch or later in the afternoon if you've had an earlier lunch. We're going to come back to this. We were talking about reading labels, so we'll come back to this in a minute. While Janet's working on her slides too, I'm going to talk about something that Janet and I both work with. We work with a holistic health coach, Dr. Karen Wolf, and we are part of her WellPro network. And she does a monthly sugar buster. So the sugar buster is a great way to, in 5 to 7 days, whichever you choose, it's a great way to kickstart, whether you want to lose weight or not. It's a great way just to kickstart and start, you know, put yourself on a track of a healthier eating lifestyle. And it's 6 days in a row. So it starts on a Sunday and we go through Friday, and every day there's another speaker. You have a coach that works with you one-on-one throughout the program and helps you through this and can answer any questions. They're live every day. They're also recorded. So there's no worries if you can't make it or you're working during the day. It's every day at 3 o'clock. Then you can always come back and check the replay. But, you know, just again, reach out to Janet or myself, and we can certainly help you with getting registered. And so this next Sugar Buster will start on Sunday, October 16th. And
it will be featuring me and doing a chair yoga class on Thursday.
Yes, we see that right here on the agenda, Thursday, October 20th, chair yoga, anytime, anywhere. And Janet is going to be teaching that Sugar Buster class. So that'll be exciting.
All right, Pam, I think I got it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and we're going to turn it back over to Janet.
All right.
There we go.
Ta-da. Play this. All right. So here you could see I'm a whole food person. When it comes down to it, and I'm going to give you some recipes right here. We talk about macronutrients. It's our protein, carbohydrates, and fats. We need them, but there are healthier versions. So all your fresh fruits, all your berries, those are your healthy carbohydrates. They house a lot of antioxidants, a lot of fiber. Then we have healthy fats. You could see raw walnuts, you could see the chia seed, you could see the coconut milk. And organic is going to assure that we're not going to get all those chemicals, Roundup, and all that stuff. So if you can afford it or get it on sale or buy it in bulk like Costco, that organic coconut milk comes in like a 6 or 12 pack. It'll last you forever. So anyways, so let's think whole foods. And here's just some breakfast ideas. So we'll go back to that screen. Eggs can be scrambled, hard or soft boiled. Omelets can be made with veggies, greens, cheese. You could even throw some proteins in there of your choice, other meats. Overnight oatmeal, I'm going to show you a recipe on down the line. But for all you moms out there that you're just looking to do some food prep, and this stuff can be done at night. You soak the oatmeal, you make it in little mason jars, throw it in the kids' lunch boxes or backpacks, and off they go. You can add, heat it up in the morning in the microwave. You can add apple slices, chopped up apples, berries, whatever you want, walnuts, pecans. Great breakfast meal. Whole fiber, whole grain. Use the whole oatmeal. And that's where, you'll find the little canisters, the whole oatmeal. Red Mill makes some. There's various organic options out there, but avoid the quick packets loaded with sugar. We don't want all that extra sugar. Easy egg muffins can be made in muffin pans, veggies, greens, onions. Those are when they're done, they can be placed in a glass storage pan, put it in the fridge, and then you put 2 on a paper plate, heat it up in the morning. There you go. Off they go out the door, backpack in on back, and they can just munch down their easy egg muffins. Fresh fruit, apple slices, berries, cherries, pear slices, grapefruit, orange slices, seasonal fruit. As Pam was talking about, smoothies, if you could find a fairly clean protein powder without any significant amount of extra added sugar, we like to think anything less than 10 grams of sugar, but I like to even go a little lower than that if possible. Avocado is such a healthy fat. When we think of protein, fat, and fiber, I almost want to put an avocado almost in every meal. You could throw in a quarter or a half avocado in a smoothie, and you probably won't even taste it. It'll just give it kind of that creamy texture. Chopped up avocado in salads. Obviously, that's not for breakfast, but powerhouse. Avocado is the new powerhouse food. Great.
Even Janet, can you make like an avocado spread that you can have on toast or like
Absolutely
whole grain toast?
All you have to do is, I love Ezekiel bread. It's a sprouted whole grain bread. Softly toast it, and you take a ripe avocado, split it in half, and just spread it, and you get a nice nutritious meal right there with a few berries. Nice round breakfast. And breakfast does not have to be huge. As we said, it doesn't have to be that 7-course meal. Other smoothie additives, don't forget your hemp seeds, your pumpkin seeds. Seeds are whole foods, and they're packed with magnesium and potassium and all these healthy minerals, which our cells need. Our mitochondria we need those things. And oh my gosh, if I'm gonna have a smoothie, I always find my hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are also produce nitric oxide. We need nitric oxide to vasodilate, really smooth out that pumping blood process. Really is a healthy process that we need. And they'll tell you to not use certain mouthwashes, Crest, Colgate, those kind of toothpastes actually tear down the healthy microflora in your mouth. So we tend to choose healthier versions, which we could talk about that on another call, but that supports our oral microbiome, and our gut microbiome is what we need with all these healthy foods. Because if we start throwing all the processed chemicals, bagged, boxed, canned cereals, sugars, what that's doing is it's bumping out all the good bacteria in the gut that help our immunity, that help our serotonin, that help our mood, all our feel-good hormones, our other hormones that we operate with every day. And it makes the bad bacteria override. So there you get the lack of focus, the anger, the quick-tempered. We need those serotonins. We need that good microbiome to balance things out. So this is really, without getting into a full anatomy and physiology lesson, these foods and these choices are really good choices. Chia pudding is basically coconut milk, whipped up, thrown in with some chia seeds, a little organic vanilla, mix that up. You could put blueberries, raspberries, whatever you prefer. And then you pour it in little mason jars, seal them up, put them in the fridge by the morning. It's almost like a healthy Greek yogurt because there's really no added sugars. The vanilla gets it flavor. If you need a little sweetness to it, you could add honey, maple syrup, real maple syrup, even a couple drops of monk fruit, MONK fruit extract. And then for those teenage girls who think it's all that going to the Starbucks and getting their lattes, make a golden milk latte. Look at your Pinterest, Google it. It's got nutmegs, turmeric, cinnamon, almond milk, and you basically heat it up. You could whip it and pour it in a little to-go coffee container. And that actually has protein. You could put a couple tablespoons of coconut milk in there when you heat it up. It'll have your protein, fat, and fiber. So, that might be an idea for your teen too. Cashew orange date balls, they could be a great snack, even a little bit of a breakfast snack. So it calls for the cashews, medjool dates, a little bit of coconut oil, orange zest. You can roll it in shredded coconut. Some people just don't care for coconut. I would prefer to roll it in the hemp seed nuts to give it a crunchy flavor too. That's an idea. And then the easy egg muffin recipe. This can be whatever ingredients you want. You can put onion, you could put parsley, other veggies, bell pepper, you could put nutmeg, but the primary ingredients is whatever veggies you saute that, you put it in the base of the greased muffin pan, and then you whip up your eggs and your egg whites, pour that over, put it in the oven, 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. Towards the end, sprinkle your favorite type of cheese on there for the last 5 minutes. Bring them out, cool them, scoop them out, put them in a glass pan, put them in the fridge. There's your breakfast to go.
Yeah, and go ahead in this video, either stop it, pause it, so you can screenshot it, any of Janet's recipes. So,
and I can share this too. I could certainly share too. So, simple, being creative. Now that we go to the grocery store, and I'm sorry, I love shopping local, but if I shop local, there could be a $4 to $6 difference in one item. It's kind of scary. That's going beyond my budget. So your larger stores that have organic sections like Woodman's, they tend to have great prices, Festival Foods. But making your own nut butters, now to buy organic nut butters that when you look at the nutrition label, which we'll go back to that, Pam, when she pulls up her slides again. But when you look on your labels, if it says cottonseed oil, canola oil, this oil, that oil, sugar, and there's multiple ingredients, and then you pull up a jar of cashew butter and it just says cashews, that should be your ding, ding, ding. So if you want to and can afford a $6 to $7, $8 jar of cashew butter, almond butter from the store, great. If you want to do it yourself, it's not hard. Simply you roast almonds or buy the dry roasted almonds, you throw it in a blender, puree it up, throw it in a mason jar. You're going to get high fiber, high protein, vitamin E, magnesium, loaded with antioxidants. So you can make a simple to-go container with apple slices in your nut butter. Out the door you go, either for yourself, your kids, easy to pack. Peanuts and coconut. That's going to be, up to you how much coconut you want, but that can give a really nice nut butter. High in manganese, may improve cholesterol levels, loaded with antioxidants, and contains that protein and fiber. Pistachio butter is another one. High in B6, potassium, low calorie. Cinnamon maca almond butter. So you could get fancy. I love the flavor of cinnamon. I love the flavor of nutmeg. There's cardamom is another nice spice. And these spices actually do good things for your cells. For example, cinnamon can help with how your insulin works and how our body responds to sugar, and using our insulin being more sensitive. Maca is a plant-based that is super high in antioxidants and actually is very hormone friendly for both males and females. So think about your teenage daughter getting in her menstrual cycle, acne breakouts. These can level out hormones. Adding a little maca powder in your smoothies or in your nut butters is a great idea. We talked about that. And how cool would it be if your kid said, oh, you have chocolate pudding for breakfast? A whole ripe avocado, coconut milk, honey, unsweetened cocoa, your cocoa nibs, vanilla extract. If you pre-make these ahead of time, put them in small jars, that would be a great protein, fat, and fiber. Even if you wanted to add a little fruit on top, that would be really cool. I really like the idea of overnight oats. If you have your whole grains, and when it comes right down to it, if you're worried about your child or you yourself feeling achy or bloaty, that's a sign to you that might say, look away from gluten, get away from cereals, fast processed breads, and dairy, like cow's milk. So sometimes the nut milk might offer better when it comes to inflammation. But overnight oats, if you find your whole grain oats, they're really heart healthy, and it's an excellent fiber and a healthy carb per se. But this is like a basic overnight oats recipe. So preferably a nut milk of your choice, old-fashioned oats, unsweetened Greek yogurt, add your own vanilla. Make sure there's no sugar added. You can always use a little monk fruit sweetener, honey, or real maple syrup. But once again, be easy on the sugar. So this just kind of tells you how to do it. And then there's different types. You can make peanut butter and banana overnight oats. You can make pumpkin overnight oats. And that you can use the pinch of pumpkin spice. You can find the organic pumpkin pureed pumpkin. And we're in that season right now. And for me, I'm going to make a batch of this over the weekend, so then I could take some to work, during the week. Banana bread overnight oats, very berry overnight oats, two-step chocolate peanut butter overnight oats. That's kind of a tongue twister.
Yes, that is.
So, these are great ideas. This is an example of the golden milk latte. And you're getting the ginger, the cinnamon, the turmeric, all potent antioxidants, great for the body. You're getting the dairy-free milk with your protein. You're getting the healthy fats, and I mean, this is obviously good choices. And these are just other tips. Thicken your smoothie with frozen veggies. People can sometimes taste the cauliflower. Zucchini, when you taste zucchini bread, it is. I think it blends in whatever flavors you use. But once again, watch your sugar. Be mindful of fruit sugar. Bring on the frozen bananas, mango, papaya. Mango, papaya, and pineapple actually are settling to the stomach. They have digestive enzymes that if one tends to have bloatiness or anything like that, eating a little bit of this after a meal is a good health hack, if you will. So toss in a date, steer clear of processed sugars, stick to the real deal. Add healthy fats and proteins. We've kind of went through that. These are just fun books I have. I'm not telling people to go keto, but there are some really healthy recipes. And if one is curious, like if you're premenopause, postmenopause, you have a daughter with some, horrible period cramps and just all that crazy stuff. The Hormone Fix is a great resource to read through. And these other books, they have great recipes to look into. And that concludes my part of the presentation.
Well, we have covered a lot. And so I'm just going to back up. I think the one slide we didn't talk about is I want Janet just to talk a little bit more about reading labels, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap things up.
Okay, so look at top section, 12 grams of fat. We want to avoid trans fat, hydrogenated things, hydrogenated oils. We like monosaturated fats, like coconut oil, olive oil, cholesterol. There's not a lot of cholesterol in a ton of foods, maybe some shrimp, maybe some seafoods, a little bit in eggs. But when it comes to cholesterol, you're really going to want healthy fats and not a lot of processed carbohydrates. Sodium, less than 2 grams a day. So if you're looking at a nutrition label and it has 35% of your daily sodium, that's a lot of sodium. So 80 milligrams. So 2 grams is 2,000 milligrams. So if you look at the percentage, that 3%, that's low. So I would consider that low sodium. Total carbohydrates, when you're getting above 15 grams of carbohydrates, 20 grams of carbohydrates, that's tending to be high. So watch your processed foods. That's why I don't like quick breakfast cereals. I don't like crackers. I don't like anything that comes in a bag, a box, tends to be high in processed carbohydrates. For instance, a 1 cup of blueberries is, I want to say not even 10 grams of carbohydrates. It's very low glycemic, turns into sugar very slowly in the body. Dietary fiber. This is a high fiber food right here. 7 grams sugar. If it's less than 10 grams, that's acceptable. And 15 grams of protein, that's high protein. So just, watch your carbs. Look for no added sugars, no corn sweeteners, fructose corn syrup. Avoid all those types of sugars. Look for high fiber. Anything that has 3 grams of fiber or more, we're supposed to get like 24 grams of fiber a day. So that's quite a bit. So look for your fiber and protein. They say, I want to say half your body weight. So if you're 100 pounds, it's 15 grams of protein. If you're 150 pounds, it's 75 grams of protein. So that's a good quick review of nutrition labels. Pam, you're muted.
Yep, I just saw that. I'm sorry about that. We have covered a lot of ground, and we're going to be doing more of these. Please reach out. When wherever you watch this video at, please reach out and ask questions. We can do another video on it or find a way to get you the information that you need. But we're happy to do that. So if you want to find out more about Janet and her Now and Zen Health and Wellness, or her primary care practice, please go to Patient Advocate Match. Same for Your Nurse Advocate Consulting. You can find us there too. So just want to say thanks for watching, and go ahead and make sure you check out the patientadvocatematch.com. Janet, you want to say goodbye and we'll wrap it up. Now, Janet.
I was going to say, thank you for joining us. Make yourself healthy breakfasts, eat well, live well. Thank you for coming.
All right, we'll see you soon.